Okay. What's up, everybody? So we are back. Took a little sabbatical. It was my fault. I had to go and rejuvenate. And so we are now back with the first of the year.
Podcast of the year.
Yeah. Um, we're not gonna do nothing silly like talk about New Year's resolutions or anything like that because that's always
They don't
predictable.
exist.
You know, I'm
Go to the gym,
I'm gonna go to the
lose
gym.
weight.
Just let's just lose weight. Let's not talk about it. We're just gonna do it. But
Oh
today
no!
we're actually
Look, I gotta get my summer body ready. I gotta be like the Rock when I take my
well, I'm a
shirt
dad.
off.
I'm a dad, so I have a dad bod. That's what comes first. But today we are talking about why millennials and Gen Z are leaving the church. So if you're watching right now, leave a comment below, and to get involved in the conversation. This is not just about us two talking or us three. If Randall joins, this is a community conversation. Um, so let's just get started with it. So why do you think millennials and Gen Z are leaving the church? We're seeing the number drop for people who believe in Christ, Christians who are following Christ, and at least it's going to be that people our generation and younger are leaving the church. Why is that?
Mm. Um. Again, it's gonna be an opinionated conversation. Um. But personally, I think do with our experiences. Um. And some of them might not be direct. Some of them might be indirect. Um. For those who in our eyes we deemed as Christians, we probably don't see as very Christiany. Um, yeah, I just think overall that the church has developed a bad reputation and it's caused a lot of us to walk away from the faith.
A bad reputation. Ooh. What do you mean
Yeah.
by bad reputation? That's some
Um,
strong words.
they are. I I think people see Christians as ourselves as being judgmental, um, as being hypocrites, not being supportive, um, being greedy, and I think those type of connotations has left somewhat of a bad taste in people's mouths.
Mm, judgmental. So what do you mean by judgmental? Because I think that that's an issue. Is because I can tell somebody that they're doing something wrong or incorrect. Um, or does like what does that mean that I'm being judgmental?
I don't I don't think it's the notion of you can't tell somebody that what they're doing is wrong. I think it becomes more the fact of the tone in which we use to tell a person. Brandon, you going to hell because you do a whole lot of lying. But Jesus forgives me, because although I'm over here stealing out of Walmart, well, your sin is bigger than mine. It's the tone in which we use. And we don't really we don't really come with a lot of love when we are trying to, in a sense, correct someone. We come with the hell, fire, and brimstone. And that's not how Jesus wanted us to do that.
Oh, Jesus talked about hell. So I don't understand why we can't talk about hell.
We can
Jesus
see
talked about
how am
hell.
I talking about it though? Here's the thing. Am I talking about it in love in a way that which you can be receptive to the advice? Or am I talking about it as an authoritative figure, like you better do this. You need to do this. This is all you need to go do. But I'm a-okay. There's no faults or flaws within me though. I'm good.
But see, I know that we live in this world that's all about inclusivity or however we pronounce the word, inclusiveness. Let's say that. I know how to pronounce that word. But I think that we're too sensitive now, where I can't say anything to you about correction without you feeling like I'm attacking you. You know, um, I can't say that you're doing wrong by stealing, because it's don't judge me, and the whole thing is that no, there is something that is wrong, and I think one of the problems with the church is that the church has been unable to literally explain the stance on certain things, why it is that we believe what we believe, and those things. The church is not supposed to be inclusive. We understand that it says that we are sanctified, which means separated. So we're not supposed to, it's not, we're not an inclusive bunch. We are a separate, blessed bunch. So there are things in the world that we're not supposed to agree with. Um, and I think the issue comes down now is that the fact that if I disagree with something that you're doing in the world, you think that I don't like you anymore. But it's just I don't agree with it. I have many friends who are gay. I have many friends who are non-binary or trans or whatever they identify themselves as. Um, it doesn't take away from the love that I have for them as people. And I think that too often times, we we live in a world where if you don't agree with me, it's um it's I want to leave. And what ends up happening now that our young people feel the peer pressure. Our young people feel the peer pressure of our young people feel the peer pressure of that. Hold on, let me do this real quick.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a three. Bam, bam. Oh, where them quick messages
Yeah,
at when you need them? Where's that?
hold
Hey, I
on.
can't talk right now. For those of you who have an Apple ecosystem, this is where having a MacBook or an Air or a iPad really comes in handy to be able to type the message very quickly, tell the person I can't talk to you.
So I think that the thing is that we live in a world where um, they put the peer pressure on our young people to where they have to leave the church, because the idea behind it is that we don't agree, you know, and it's hard to live in a world where you feel this kind of peer pressure on you, you know. And I think that that's one of the things that the church it doesn't feel inclusive enough, and it doesn't allow people to be free to
Swipe right.
it yeah, no, it doesn't allow people the freedom to, there's a lot going on over here.
I know it's a
Um,
lot going on.
but we don't allow people the freedom, and we have to do that. We have to give people grace and freedom, and they have
I,
to give us the grace as well.
I think we don't allow them the grace. Um, because I would ask you to explain what do you mean by we don't allow them the freedom.
What I mean by that is that the church has come down as we force our, like we force our perspectives on people. God does not force his perspective on people. God is um, God's is he offers you salvation, but he doesn't force it on you. Salvation is out there for everybody, but it won't be um, received by everybody. And so God doesn't go there and say, "Oh, you better do this, you better do that." Is here's my hand, take it. And oftentimes we become so overzealous that we're like, "Oh, you gotta follow this. You better do this," and you end up pulling people away. And now what ends up happening now that we do get a reputation, not because we're at fault, but because we've made you feel so bad about your sin, and you catch us in our own sin. Um,
Yeah, I think I do think as a church, we have to constantly remember we don't win souls. Our job is to merely sow the seed and let God do the rest.
And I think another part of it that the church isn't relevant anymore. I mean, we live in a world where, you know, I guess I say this, in recent time, in like years ago, we were in Jim Crow. So the church dealt with Jim Crow issues relevant to the time. Um, and then and then I don't know, I guess we were broke, so we started going to prosperity preaching, relevant. This generation here is not money driven like that, and they're more freedom than we have been before. So therefore, the church now is using old techniques on a generation that doesn't care about those things anymore. You can't keep telling me that, and you can't keep telling me to tithe and give my offering, and I don't see a return. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep telling me those things that you can the church isn't relevant. And when I see pastors who are relevant, Michael Ty, Justin Williams, you know, um, Matt Chandler, those type of guys who are relevant, um, they do a good job in getting people to understand the gospel. But with the exception of Michael Ty, they're not really entertaining. They're knowledgeable but not entertaining. And I know that should be a criteria to be entertaining. In there, but you
Yeah,
are
it
present,
should not.
but you're presenting, and so you have to be able to and captivate. And some people are captivated by knowledge, but some need the shimmer and shine.
I would say technology also plays a part now because, I mean, just you look at this, what we have right now. You're in San Diego, I'm in Chicago, and we're actually able to communicate, and it offers a certain level of convenience. So, why do I need to go to church if I could just, you know, go to Michael Todd's YouTube channel and watch the sermon there? Go to Grace and Truth's YouTube channel and watch it there. You know, I
But
think that plays a part for a lot of them as well. Like we've we've gotten to a point also where we focus so much on life that everything now is about what is convenient for me, and is going to church really convenient for me?
is going to church convenient for me? So you're saying that it's our selfishness
Yeah,
that
our
that says
selfish
people away.
our selfishness has a part to play in this role as well. I mean,
Hmm.
hey, if I could wake up on Sunday, and I'm gonna say this, I've done it. When we had to shut the church down, and we had to do pre-recorded services and then just replay them on Sunday. Um, Mainly for me because I'm there when we're recording it. I'm there when we're editing it. I'm there when we're trying to cut out clips. Um, Once it's uploaded on Sunday, I'm not as engaged. I didn't heard it. I didn't heard it several times. But also, I feel for a lot of people, when you're watching it online and you are in the convenience of your own home, you also have those same distractions that causes you not to pay attention and fully be engaged. The kids running around in the background, just so easy for you to get up and walk away and go to the kitchen and grab you something to drink, then come sit back down for some. They probably try to multitask. I'm watching you on my iPad, and I got the TV on at the same time. I think it's a lot of factors.
I just really think the church has done a bad job of connecting with people. Um, it became a lot of gimmicks. You know, and I think too that we like I said we live in a generation where we need to it need to be fast moving. Attention span lasts maybe about 20 seconds now. So we need to be something be fast moving, and sometimes we you know like I said, people don't feel like knowledge is entertaining. How many times
Right. I mean, since the Kardashians, is knowledge really entertaining? Since the boom of reality TV, is is being smart entertaining, or is it being ratchet?
Well, I mean,
Is it better for me to be over the top?
there's ratchetness in the Bible. I mean, the whole Bible's filled with ratchetness. I mean,
Yeah,
David
but
is
they
the
don't see it
king
that
of
way.
ratchet. You know,
They don't
uh,
see it that way though.
Songs of Solomon is ratchet as ever. I mean, there's some ratchetness in the Bible.
Wait,
But
wait,
how
wait. I
do
don't think Songs of Solomon is ratchet now. Hold on. You know, Intimate. It ain't ratchet. He ain't saying with my, several holes at. He saying this one woman right here.
she said that his fruit was delicious to my taste? All I'm trying to
Okay,
say.
that ain't ratchet. That's R rated, but it ain't ratchet.
I'm just saying it's some ratchetness in
It's
there.
it's it's a very mature psalm to read, and it's I remember when I first read it, I had no clue what they was talking about
Jesus,
until
Jesus
somebody
whole
told me.
Jesus' whole family was ratchet. Just get to let's just say it. His the whole
What
lineage is of ratchetness.
what technically compared to this level of ratchetness in this generation, Jesus' family is really like the Cosby Show, bro.
David had a man killed to cover up him getting another woman pregnant.
Yeah, that's just like another Tuesday on a reality TV show. Matter
Who
of
got
fact,
killed?
that's another Tuesday on BET, bro. Somebody always getting killed because they want the other person's girl.
What I'm saying
TV
is
One
that
is called Fatal Attraction, bro. I'm just saying. It comes on every Monday or Thursday or whatever.
what I'm saying is that there's ratchetness in the Bible, and it goes to show that Christians or followers of God can be ratchet but redeemed. So why do we spend so much time condemning people rather than letting them know how to be redeemed in Christ? Why do we spend so much time telling people, oh, we just like the gays, rather than telling them, and I'm not educated enough to know how to deal with that situation. You know what I'm saying? I know people.
Don't bring it in this court because neither am I.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I know that there are people who deal with this in a very deep way. Um, and so, like for instance, if you're a thief, if you're an adulterer, there's nothing wrong with me talking about how to redeem you. Um, if you are doing something that goes against my religion, that does not mean that I can't talk to you. It just means that there's something that about you that I disagree with, as you may disagree with my Christian perspective on things.
Which is why I think we go down to it's the tone in which we use. It's not what we say, but it's how we say it.
Yeah, but when everyone's offended by what you say, there's none that you can say that won't offend them. Because right now
And that is
you can't say to anybody, oh, I don't like your I don't like the way that you look at me. I don't like your shoes, or anything like that.
I mean,
Um,
I don't. It's too many freaking colors. I don't care. I don't like them. They work for you. I don't like them. You know, just make me see circles. I don't know why you bought it.
but this generation can't deal with that. You know what I'm saying? We're so quick to cancel somebody because they said something that I didn't like. We're just quick
That,
to do things, and it's
that
unhealthy.
is true because it's a lot of shows we had back in the day would not last in this generation.
Hold on one second.
He means more than a second.
Give me 3 seconds.
He needs five. It takes 3 seconds just to say 3 seconds.
I want to give you that holy finger, but we're live right now.
I know I'm the one. I'm the one of the ones that's trying to be redeemed right now.
That
I'm the
holy that
one, and you the
that
one,
holy middle
and that
finger.
makes two. Bro, we ain't done this in what, 2 weeks? Or is it three?
3. It's been
We
it's been
ain't done
almost
this
three
in
weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
Right.
it's been a while. So I
And
mean,
you in the library, so you know I'm gonna push it to try to make you get loud.
so what can we do in order to fix this issue in the church? What
Number
can we
one,
do?
the church has to become a safe space again. It has to become a place where if I come to you to tell you I'm struggling with something, you comfort me and and support me. And I'm not saying support the sin that I'm doing, but what I'm saying is, you encourage me to help me overcome that sin. You know, um, pray for me. Don't be so quick to tell me, oh, you going to hell, more so than be quicker to say, Jesus still loves you. And as long as you're breathing, you have an opportunity for redemption. And I think
But
that becomes the most
what
important
have
part.
been what I don't think what I'm doing is a sin.
Yeah, all I can do is take you back to scriptures.
See, and so that's the whole thing is that this
And
is the word.
understand, if you don't, I feel like this, if you feel like what you're doing is not a sin, best position I can take is to just let it be. Because if I if 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 I can show scripture to prove that what you're doing is a sin, but you're not ready to listen, it does nothing for either one of us.
See, and so this is where we go into our the debate of the whole thing, because there has to be something that you can do. There has to be some way to address the issue without being offensive. Jesus did all the time. Um, and so if the person doesn't see it as a sin, it's not your job to beat them over the head with it. You have a decision to make, though. You know, can you can you can you tolerate the sin in their life, or do you cut them off? But I don't. I just think that the problem is that we come to a point where we're now forcing our beliefs on people, and that was never the way that God. I feel like God intended to be. There's no, matter of fact, He says, "When in Rome, do as the Romans." You know, and so well, I don't think He said that, but
Yeah, that wasn't him, but
but He said, "Gives him what is his," and so forth, so forth. Like follow
yeah,
the
give to
laws of the
Caesar
land.
unto Caesar. Give to Caesar
So
unto Caesar, you know,
yeah, so follow the laws of the
and
land.
give God unto
Law,
man.
as long as it doesn't violate God's law, you follow the law of the land. So we understand that there are things that in America that are legal in America that may go against what we believe in, but does that give us the right to condemn, to judge, to hurt? And I think that's the problem, that the church has hurt a lot of people. And in a time frame where everyone is so sensitive about everything, I can't call you fat no more. You can't call me fat, Robbie, because once you call me fat, you fat shaming, and I get you canceled for that. You know,
Bro, you can't call me short. You height
you know,
shaming. You can't call me small. You small people shaming.
no such thing.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Mm-mm,
because now you're trying to say I'm anorexic. That's what we doing. So
no,
now you gonna try to put a disorder on me because I'm small. I don't fit the weight requirement that you like.
you can't, small shame, but you can fat
Yes,
shame.
you can small shame. It's still body shaming. You calling me anorexic?
Maybe you can't. Even though I'm overweight, you can't call me overweight. We can't call Liz overweight. You know what I'm saying? We can't do that. We're just too sensitive, and
Which
so
I have a problem with, but she can say she don't want to date a fat person. Okay.
well, I mean, I agree. Two fat people. That's a forest fire. You don't want that happening.
But
So
you don't
I
see
get
yourself
that.
as fat and overweight. So how's it two fat people?
What I'm saying is that Well, because you're taking it somewhere
Yeah.
different.
No,
You're taking it
I'm
somewhere
just saying, if you
different.
don't see yourself as fat,
You're
I'll
taking
say
us
I'm just two fat
differently.
people.
Yeah, you're left. Let's bring it back here. Well, what we're saying is that we know that the generation is very sensitive about everything. They're very much inclusive. So how do we speak to that without shaming? And I think that's the issue. Was not the
I'm
woman
gonna tell
guilty
you
of it?
now, it's gonna take a lot because there are certain things in the Bible that is just clear cut. There's no arguments about it. There's no getting around it. It's just very clear cut. Um, and I think it is will take a lot of conversations because you know, look, if you steal from my house 3 times, you a thief. You ain't coming back. And if I let you in, I'm gonna make you very uncomfortable about the fact of reminding you that each and every time you came to my house, you stole. The first time I can see it as an accident. Second time I could probably even see it as a mistake. Yeah, because hey, we everybody has an iPhone, just about. And if me and you got the same iPhone, I can see it as, oh man, I took your iPhone by mistake. Okay, cool. I get that. So now I'm put my iPhone way over here, you know, and you didn't walk in with no Beats headphones. Oh man, yeah. I thought these were my Beats. Okay. Hold on, bro. Because you didn't walk in with no Beats. All right, cool. So now I'm gonna take my stuff and put it way over here, way over here. You know, yo, my bad, bro. Walked out with your wallet. All right, now you're stealing. Now you're stealing. I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable. I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable because every time you come over, you walking out with something. And here, I give you more realistic. Every time my sister comes over, she beelines it straight to the kitchen, goes right into my cabinet, and first thing she say is, "You ain't got no snacks up in here." Yeah, snacks up in there. Well, you ain't got no snacks I eat because you don't live here. These my snacks. Matter of fact, why you coming to my house taking my snacks without asking me?
But you could come to their house and judge them.
No, look here. They would tell you. I'm so at the point of what you do at your crib, you pay the bills to do at your crib. Now, when you try to bring it to my crib, nah.
I just want to say this. In today's society, the church is against abortion, right? Which is a very popular thing in society. The church is against homosexuality, which is very popular in today's society. Um, and those are two of the biggest things I think really the church is separate from the popular culture with. Um, and I just don't think. Why I feel like we got to figure out a way. I don't think it's possible because this generation it shuns anything that says I don't agree with you. It's the idea of even we were talking about the LeBron James thing. You know what I'm saying? You could say that LeBron James is the second greatest player ever, and everyone turns on you. Or you could say Jordan's the second greatest player ever, and everybody just turns on you. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to agree with them. And I think that's the problem with millennials right now is that we are so peer pressured into what pop culture tells us because we don't want to be the ones on that house looking in. We don't, when you go to college, every college is so progressive. I was at work the other day, and um, we were talking about how do we incorporate LGBTQ tolerance into our classroom. And I said, well, we know we have to be very careful because parents don't send their kids to us to learn about LGBTQ issues. They send them to learn about media. And I remember saying to them that, we have to be very careful with how we deal with this because this might offend a bunch of people. And then they kind of came back with, well, they know we're an inclusive group. And I say, right, but that also means that my voice should matter too. And if I believe that we shouldn't talk about these things, that should count as well. And it became this whole argument, about, how
Well,
Christians are crazy, how a lot of people are crazy.
I think that becomes the bigger issue is that with the problem with to me it seems like we're trying to be inclusive is that I don't think they really know what it means. I think it's more so um we run with the majority and shun the minority. However way that boat may float. So if this is what's popular right now, this is what we're all going to agree with. And the one person that says, "Yeah, I don't agree with that," okay, well, your voice don't count. But then if my voice doesn't count, is it inclusive now? Because you just excluded me.
Hmm.
And I think that becomes the thing that has to be discussed is that it's not being inclusive that is the problem, but how are we defining it? Because of the simple fact, for us to be inclusive, we have to come to the one solid agreement that there are going to be points that we disagree on because we're not the same individuals. We don't have the same mind. We just might all like a lot of the same things, but there are some things that we just don't like. And to be inclusive, we all have to be okay with that. You
All
know,
right.
there are some people at the church that like Coke products. I don't. I like Pepsi.
Well, them up here that you can't be friends. That is an unforgivable sin, and we're going to, that's unforgivable. In the
I'm just
Bible,
saying,
I'm just saying, where in the Bible it says suicide and then loving Coke. Just saying. Um, well, we're
I
going.
thought I thought suicide was loving Coke, but
We might as well be the same thing. But look, this was fun. We're gonna do this again next week. Hopefully, we'll have Randall back. Robbie. So it's a new year. Um, do you have any resolutions that you're working on for this year that you might have started last year and need to work your way through in this year?
Oh, I have a few. One of my top resolutions is to read the Bible from cover to cover. I've done it once. I want to do it again at this new year. Um, I also want to start praying more and really asking God for a lot of guidance in a lot of the decisions that I make. So it's truly all about having a more personal, intimate relationship with Christ.
Mm, all right. Well, Robbie, I was perfect this last year, and so there's not much for me to really work on. Um,
And see, I'm trying to get like you, bro. I'm just trying to
I
get perfect
know,
as well.
and
It's
it's gonna
hard
take
for
you some.
me.
It's gonna take you some
It's
time
gonna take.
because
I know, bro. Look, I'm in the gym lifting weights to try to get your body type. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna grow my hair like yours. I just decided that wasn't gonna work. You know,
it's
I'm
gonna
not
take
doing the
no.
beard.
No, me and my wife, we are actually gonna try to lose some weight. So she's giving up shrimp, and no, she's giving up beef and pork. I'm trying to give up any carbs. So I'm gonna go keto. Um, but it's rough, man. It's rough. Like anything you try to grab from the store,
Does
the devil
she?
is trying to
I
tempt
thought
you.
she was more seafood than she was beef and pork.
No, she's giving up beef and pork. So
But
she's
that's what I'm
doing,
saying. I thought she was more seafood though. Like really didn't
you
hear you
know,
eating a lot of
you,
beef.
the devil tempts up with bacon. Devil tempts up with a burger every now and again. We go to Applebee's every Sunday after church, and the devil tempts her with a
Ah,
burger every now and again. So she's giving all that up. She's trying to get back to that 25 waist um, that she had, and
okay.
yeah. But thank you so much, and we will see you all next week. Peace.
All right.